Welcome to my easy pregnancy move and stretch. Now this can be for anyone that is in their second or third trimester, even first trimester, but people that are pregnant and they're feeling tight and sore, because sometimes things come up and we just have to learn how to move through them. So we're just going to start with a nice hip opener. Use a yoga block to support your knees and make sure you're just opening up your hip as you stretch forward, and you're just getting a nice stretch in the quad on that right side and the hip flexor on that right side, which is going to ease tension in your pelvis and in your lower back. Do about 5 to 10 reps on each side. Next, we're going to go into pointer. So this is a great little exercise for stabilizing your pelvis, strengthening your deep abdominal wall and your abdominal muscles. And as you can see, I'm losing a little bit of balance. It's perfectly normal, but it's really just good for your posture and your core. So what you're going to do is you're going to extend the opposite arm, opposite leg, hold for 5 seconds. I have a resistance band and a 1 pound weight that I'm using, but you can just use your body for this exercise. And alternating, you want to do a total of 5 to 10 reps, whatever feels good for you. When you finish, just do a little cat-cow rounding and just slight arching the back. When you round, you pull the belly in, exhale, and then inhale as you arch and look upward. Now next up is modified pigeon pose. I have a yoga block that is placed under my left hip. I highly suggest using some sort of support for this one because you might not be as flexible. So you can use a yoga block, a yoga pillow under your hip and make the stretch your own. Move side to side. Feel how your body is reacting to the stretch and just move to what feels good. You're going to use your arms and hands to move from one side of your body to the other and just recognizing where you feel tight and breathing into the stretch. Make it dynamic. Only if you feel comfortable, you can add a quad stretch where you bend the right leg, you reach back with your right arm. Again, you're supported by the yoga block under your left hip and hold that stretch there for about 30 seconds. You can make it dynamic, move in and out of it. If it doesn't feel good, go back to the pigeon. Now grab that yoga block, use it to support yourself in everything that you do, and switch sides going back into the pigeon. So for this modified hip stretch, you're going to again place your right hip under the block so it's supporting you with the right leg bent, and then the left leg is going to be extended out behind you and bent, just so you can apply a little bit of stretch to your hips. And again, in this movement, like flow through it. Use your hands to support yourself. See what feels good. If a side bend feels good, go into it. If just kind of staying in that position feels good, go into it. And then switch sides. Next is just a simple cross-legged stretch. Now, if you can sit in this position in like meditation yoga style, go ahead. Or if you just need to do like really simple cross-legged, that's okay. And we're just going to lean forward slightly to encourage a stretch in the hip. Now, be careful of your baby bump. You don't want to squish your baby. So just do what feels comfortable for your body, your hips, and your belly. So that exercise is surprisingly intense. Next, we're just going to lean back, fingertips pointing forward. Just let your head go back, open up your chest, and stretch through the entire chest. If you want to make this a little bit more intense, you can put your feet on the ground, press your pelvis up towards the sky, squeeze your glutes, as long as that feels okay for you, or you can keep it with your bum on the ground. And then put your feet together, spread your knees apart, and just apply a little bit of a reclined butterfly stretch. If your feet are further away from your body, it won't be as intense, and just open up your pelvis and stretch your inner thighs and your groin. Okay, so we're moving into some glute bridges and a glute bridge chest opener. So this is great for strengthening your glutes, and for me it really helped with my pelvis pain during my pregnancy. I've got the resistance band around my knees, optional, whereas I can open and close my legs as I elevate my pelvis, but this is an option. If it doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. Squeeze your glutes, lift up, open and close the legs, and then come back down. You can also completely recline into a bit of a hip bridge just for a short period of time, where you tuck your pelvis, squeeze your core, belly button to spine, squeeze your kegels, squeeze your butt, lift up, and you can either hold there for a couple of seconds, 5 seconds recommended, or you can lift your hips up in the air and do a little adduction abduction where you open and close your legs, stimulating your gluteus medius muscles or your hip dip area. option is to go back into the chest opener hip raise if it feels okay at this point. If not, just take a little break. This time we're going to speed it up a little bit, squeezing your glutes, opening and closing your legs, either with a resistance band or without, and make sure you just keep breathing and do what feels good for your body. Another alternative is just to sit down and with the resistance band, just kind of open and close your legs, keeping your weight in your heels, engaging your gluteus medius, your side glutes. Do about 10 reps. Clamshell. This can be done with the resistance band or just on its own. Make sure your knees and feet are together and that your hips are not moving. It's just a small range of motion as you engage your glutes. Do about 10 reps on each side. If you want to make it more difficult, you can extend your leg and do some leg raises along with the clamshell. Do about 5 reps of each, or just stick with the clamshell. Finish, you're just going to do a simple glute bridge and you're going to massage the muscles of your hip and your groin with your hands while you're doing it. When you push the hips up, it kind of opens up your pelvis and creates a bit of space for you to get in there, massage some sore muscles, and just start to cool down.